possibly long. You're tired, you're hungry, and every muscle in your body is screaming at you to turn back, to give up, to go home. But something deep inside you whispers, keep going. You're stronger than you think. And so you take a deep breath, steel your resolve, and put one foot in front of the other. Step by step, inch by inch, you start to climb. This, my friends, is the essence of mental strength. It's not about having superhuman abilities or never experiencing fear or doubt. It's about choosing to keep going, even when every fiber of your being is telling you to quit. Mental strength is the key to unlocking your full potential, to achieving your wildest dreams, to creating a life that is rich and fulfilling and overflowing with joy. And the good news is, it's a skill that can be learned, honed, and mastered over time. So how do you become mentally strong? How do you cultivate the kind of resilience and determination that will carry you through even the toughest challenges? The first step is to recognize that your thoughts are not your reality. Just because you think something doesn't mean it's true. Just because you feel something doesn't mean it's permanent. Your thoughts and emotions are like clouds passing through the sky of your mind. They come and go, changing shape and color with each passing moment. But the sky itself remains constant, unaffected by the weather. In the same way, your true self, your essence, your spirit, your soul remains constant and unchanging, no matter what thoughts or emotions may be swirling around in your head. And when you learn to identify with that true self, rather than with your passing thoughts and feelings, you start to cultivate a sense of inner peace and stability that can carry you through even the toughest storms. One of the most powerful tools for developing mental strength is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment or attachment. It's about observing your thoughts and emotions as they arise without getting caught up in them or letting them control you. When you're mindful, you learn to respond to challenges rather than react to them. You learn to see things as they really are, rather than as your mind tells you they are. You learn to let go of the need for control and instead trust in the unfolding of life. Another key to mental strength is self-compassion. So often we are our own worst critics, beating ourselves up for every mistake or perceived failure. But when we learn to treat ourselves with kindness and understanding, we start to build a foundation of self-love and self-acceptance that can carry us through even the toughest times. Self-compassion doesn't mean making excuses for yourself or letting yourself off the hook. It means recognizing that you're human, that you're doing the best you can, and that you deserve to be treated with the same love and respect that you would extend to a dear friend. When you practice self-compassion, you start to see challenges as opportunities for growth rather than as threats to your self-worth. You start to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than with fear and resistance. Of course, developing mental strength isn't always easy. There will be times when you want to give up, when you feel like you can't take another step. But it's in those moments that your true strength is revealed. It's in those moments that you have the opportunity to dig deep, to tap into reserves of courage and resilience you never knew you had. It's in those moments that you have the chance to prove to yourself just how powerful you really are. And when you do, when you keep going, even when every part of you wants to quit, something amazing happens. You start to build momentum, to gain confidence, to see yourself in a new light. You start to realize that you're capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. You start to see challenges as opportunities, obstacles as stepping stones, failures as lessons learned. And bit by bit, day by day, you start to become the person you were always meant to be. The person who is mentally strong, emotionally resilient, and unafraid to chase their dreams. So how do you get started on this journey of mental strength? How do you begin to cultivate the kind of mindset that will carry you through even the toughest challenges? The first step is to make a commitment to yourself. A commitment to show up, to do the work, to keep going even when things get tough. A commitment to be kind to yourself, to practice self-compassion, to let go of the need for perfection. The second step is to surround yourself with people who support and inspire you. People who believe in you, who challenge you to be your best self, who lift you up when you're feeling down. Whether it's a mentor, a coach, a friend, or a family member, having a strong support system is crucial to developing mental strength, because when you know you have people in your corner, cheering you on and believing in you, you start to believe in yourself too. The third step is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the antidote to fear, anxiety, and self-doubt. It's the practice of focusing on what you have rather than on what you lack. It's the recognition that even in the darkest of times, there is always something to be thankful for. When you practice gratitude, you start to shift your perspective. You start to see the world through a lens of abundance rather than scarcity. You start to appreciate the little things, the small victories, the moments of joy that are all around you. And as you do, you start to build a reservoir of positivity and resilience that can carry you through even the toughest challenges. The fourth step is to embrace failure. Failure is not the opposite of success, it's a necessary part of the journey. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. But what sets them apart is their willingness to learn from those failures, to use them as fuel for growth and transformation. When you embrace failure, you start to see it as a teacher rather than as a curse. You start to approach challenges with a sense of curiosity and experimentation, rather than with fear and avoidance. And as you do, you start to build the kind of mental strength that will allow you to take risks, to try new things, to push yourself beyond your comfort zone. The fifth and final step is to practice self-care. Self-care is not selfish, it's essential. It's the recognition that you can't pour from an empty cup, that you need to take care of yourself in order to show up fully for others. Self-care can take many forms: exercise, meditation, time in nature, a warm bath, a good book. The key is to find what works for you, what nourishes your body, mind, and spirit. When you practice self-care, you start to build a foundation of physical, emotional, and mental well-being that can carry you through even the toughest times. You start to see yourself as worthy of love and respect, as deserving of rest and rejuvenation. And as you do, you start to tap into a deep well of inner strength and resilience that will allow you to face any challenge that comes your way. So there you have it, the secret to becoming mentally strong. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up, doing the work, and believing in yourself. It's about practicing mindfulness, self-compassion, gratitude, and self-care. It's about surrounding yourself with people who lift you up and inspire you to be your best self. And most of all, it's about recognizing that you are stronger than you think. That you have within you the power to overcome any obstacle, to achieve any dream, to create a life that is rich and fulfilling and overflowing with joy. So my challenge to you today is this: start small. Pick one thing that you can do today to cultivate mental strength. Maybe it's taking a few minutes to practice mindfulness, or writing down 3 things you're grateful for. Maybe it's reaching out to a friend for support, or taking a few minutes for self-care. Whatever it is, know that every small step you take is a step towards becoming the mentally strong, emotionally resilient, and unshakable person you were always meant to be. And as you take those steps, know that I am here cheering you on every step of the way, because I believe in you. I believe in your strength, your courage, and your limitless potential. So keep going, my friend. Keep climbing that mountain, one step at a time. And know that when you reach the summit, the view will be more breathtaking than you ever could have imagined. You see, mental strength isn't about never experiencing fear or doubt or insecurity. It's about feeling those things and choosing to keep going anyway. It's about recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are not who you are, and that you have the power to choose how you respond. And as you keep going, as you keep putting one foot in front of the other, something incredible starts to happen. You start to build momentum, to gain traction, to feel a sense of progress and purpose. You see, mental strength is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Every time you choose to keep going, even when you're tired or afraid or doubtful, you're flexing that muscle, proving to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. And the more you do that, the more you start to believe in yourself. The more you start to trust in your own resilience, your own adaptability, your own inner strength. You start to see challenges as opportunities for growth, rather than as threats to be avoided. You start to approach life with a sense of curiosity and openness, rather than with fear and resistance. And as you do, you start to unlock a whole new level of potential within yourself. You start to see possibilities where before there were only obstacles. You start to dream bigger, to aim higher, to believe that anything is possible if you're willing to work for it. But here's the thing, building mental strength isn't a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then you're done. It's a lifelong practice, a daily commitment to showing up and doing the work. Some days that work will be easy. You'll feel motivated and inspired, ready to take on the world. But other days it will be hard. You'll feel tired and discouraged, tempted to give up and go back to your old ways. And that's okay. That's part of the process. The key is to keep going, to keep showing up, even when you don't feel like it. Because that's when the real growth happens. That's when you start to develop the kind of mental strength that will carry you through anything. So how do you do that? How do you keep going, even when every part of you wants to quit? The first step is to focus on your why. Why do you want to be mentally strong? What is it that you're fighting for? What is the vision that you have for your life, for your future? When you have a clear sense of purpose, when you know what you're working towards, it's easier to stay motivated. It's easier to push through the tough times because you know that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goal. So take some time to get clear on your why. Write it down, make it specific, and keep it somewhere where you can see it every day. Let it be your North Star, your guiding light, your reason for keeping going, even when things get tough. The second step is to break things down into small, manageable chunks. When you're facing a big challenge, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. It's easy to get stuck in analysis paralysis, to feel like you don't know where to start. But the truth is, you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't have to know every step of the journey before you begin. All you have to do is take the first step and then the next, and then the next. So break things down into bite-sized pieces. Set small, achievable goals for yourself and celebrate each one as you reach it. Focus on progress, not perfection, and trust that each small step is bringing you closer to your ultimate destination. The third step is to surround yourself with positivity. The people you spend time with, the media you consume, the thoughts you think, all of these things have a powerful impact on your mental state. So be intentional about the influences you allow into your life. Seek out people who inspire and motivate you, who believe in you and your dreams. Fill your mind with uplifting messages, with stories of triumph and resilience, with ideas that expand your sense of what's possible. And when negative thoughts or emotions arise, as they inevitably will, don't resist them. Don't try to push them away or pretend they don't exist. Instead, acknowledge them, feel them fully, and then let them go. Remember, your thoughts and emotions are not who you are. They are simply passing experiences, like clouds in the sky. You have the power to choose which ones you focus on, which ones you give energy to, and which ones you let drift away. The fourth step is to practice self-care. Taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally is essential to building mental strength. When you're running on empty, when you're stressed and exhausted and burnt out, it's hard to show up as your best self. It's hard to stay focused and motivated and resilient in the face of challenges. So make self-care a priority. Get enough sleep, eat nourishing foods, move your body in ways that feel good. Take breaks when you need them, set boundaries around your time and energy, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it. Remember, taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's an act of self-love, a way of honoring your own needs and desires. And when you do that, when you fill your own cup first, you'll have so much more to give to others. The fifth and final step is to embrace discomfort. Growth and comfort rarely coexist. If you want to become mentally strong, if you want to push past your limits and achieve your full potential, you have to be willing to step outside your comfort zone. That means trying new things even when you're afraid. It means speaking up even when your voice shakes. It means taking risks even when the outcome is uncertain. It means being willing to fail, to stumble, to fall flat on your face and then getting back up and trying again. Because here's the thing, failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a necessary part of the journey. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. But what sets them apart is their willingness to learn from those failures, to use them as fuel for growth and transformation. So, embrace discomfort. Lean into the things that scare you, the things that challenge you, the things that push you to your limits. Know that on the other side of that discomfort is a whole new level of strength and resilience and power. And as you do, as you keep showing up and doing the work, something amazing will start to happen. You'll start to see yourself differently. You'll start to recognize your own strength, your own courage, your own limitless potential. You'll start to believe in yourself, not just intellectually, but deep down in your bones. You'll start to trust in your own ability to handle whatever life throws your way, to rise to the occasion, to overcome any obstacle. And that, my friends, is the true secret to becoming mentally strong. It's not about never feeling afraid or discouraged or doubtful. It's about feeling those things and choosing to keep going anyway. It's about recognizing that your thoughts and emotions are not who you are, and that you have the power to choose how you respond to them. It's about focusing on your why, breaking things down into small steps, surrounding yourself with positivity, practicing self-care, and embracing discomfort. It's about showing up day after day and doing the work, even when it's hard, even when you don't feel like it. And most of all, it's about believing in yourself. Believing in your own strength, your own resilience, your own limitless potential. Believing that you are capable of achieving anything you set your mind to, of overcoming any challenge, of creating a life that is rich and fulfilling and overflowing with purpose. So let that be your guiding light, your North Star, your reason for keeping going, even when things get tough. Let it be the fuel that fires your dreams, the spark that ignites your passion, the flame that burns bright within you no matter what. Because you, my friend, are stronger than you know. You are more capable than you realize. You are more powerful than you can possibly imagine. And when you start to tap into that power, when you start to harness the full force of your mental strength, there's nothing, absolutely nothing that can stand in your way. So keep going. Keep showing up. Keep doing the work. Keep believing in yourself even when no one else does. Because the world needs your strength, your courage, your resilience. The world needs your unique gifts, your special talents, your one-of-a-kind perspective. The world needs you to step into your power, to claim your greatness, to shine your light as brightly as you can. And when you do, when you become the mentally strong, unshakable, unstoppable force that you were always meant to be, that's when the magic happens. That's when you start to create a life that is beyond your wildest dreams, a life that is filled with joy and meaning and purpose and fulfillment. That's when you start to make a difference in the world, to leave a legacy that will last long after you're gone, to inspire others to follow in your footsteps and reach for their own greatness. Because that's what mental strength is all about, not just achieving your own goals, but empowering others to achieve theirs.